why you can't sign new clients, even when putting in the work, even when putting out the content, even when putting yourself out there, even when you see other people signing on clients, growing, and they're not better than you. What's happening? So we're gonna talk about that in this video. If you don't know anything about me, my name is Arnold, and I used to struggle with money. I grew up in a poor middle class family and saw my family struggle because of money. And I knew since I was young that I want to build something. I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to build something big for myself, so I could take care of my family, so they never have to struggle again. And after a couple of years, I was able to get a good go for it and build something pretty cool. And now I'm here sharing what I learned fundamentally. So, before I talk about the topic that I want to talk about, and I show you why you can sign on new clients, even though you're putting in the work, even though you're putting in the reps, and like this client generation game is very unpredictable for you. This is not, by the way, going to be about any strategy or anything like that. This is going to be pure fundamentals, because the person who understands fundamentals has more power than anyone else in the world. And here's the key. Here's the thing. In 2020, actually in 2019, end of 2019, I was working out in a gym. And as I was working out in a gym, I saw this guy like walking, chest up, like full of energy. And I went up and I met him and I built a connection with him. And it turned out that this guy is the owner of the gym. Now, lo and behold, fundamentally, after a couple of months of working out, seeing each other, messaging each other, becoming friends, he was like, Arnold, what do you do? And I told him, what do I do? Back then, I owned an agency. And he told me, oh, like my biggest weakness is building online stuff. He's very good offline. He has built a gym, multiple programs. He was making $25,000 a month. But online stuff, like selling online courses, was one of his biggest weaknesses. And I told him, like, yeah, I can help you with that. Now, keep in mind, back then, I came from the agency world. The agency world, you used to push and pull and jump and send emails and cold messages and to just get clients, to just get people to work with you. So when I told him I'm gonna help you with that, I didn't know what I'm signing up for. Anyway, we partnered up, 75% for him, 25% for me, everything that we make within the business fundamentally. And when we went into that partnership, I didn't know what what it held for us. A couple of months into that partnership, our business scaled to 6 figures. And I was mind blown. I came from the world of struggling to sign clients. I came from the world of coaching, agency, consulting, Sam Ovens time, Iman Gaji time. So like, how is this person signing so many clients? And I used to bend over backwards to sign clients and it didn't work. So what was the secret? What was the thing that made it so powerful? And then I realized something. He didn't have struggle in his vocabulary. He didn't fall into the paradigm that most people fell into. And because he didn't fall into the paradigm that most people fell into, he didn't fall into the problems that most people fell into. And this is why he was able to put out a message, and we were able to create a post or two and then get 20 people signing up for our program. And it was a $750 per month fitness program. So it wasn't cheap. Like, you have personal trainers who charge $25, $50 per hour. And with him, it was $750 per month for just a program and a couple of WhatsApp messages. So our ability to do that taught me a lot about how we can sign clients without actual strategy. And actually, let me jump into my computer and let me show you what I mean. Because if I talk about it, it's not going to be as powerful as if I show you what I mean. So this is how we were able to actually scale the business to multiple 6 figures in just a couple of months and then exit the business without actually struggling with the things that most people struggle with. And it's actually something called energy bubbles, fundamentally. And I'm going to teach you this, and this is going to really change your life. This is going to really change your perspective on a lot of things that you've been doing. And hopefully this is going to set you up for success in whatever you want to do in life. Now, the main argument here and the main thing that I want to talk about and that I want to help you understand is that there's something beyond strategy. There's something beyond strategy. You can go back to older videos of my YouTube channel and you can see, like, one of the videos. I watched a free YouTube video once, okay? And I was able to make $16,000 from this free YouTube video, while thousands of other people watched the same YouTube video, but they were not able to make money. Why is that? Because there's something deeper than the strategy. There's something deeper than how we do and what we do and the type of message that we send and the type of words that we send. I know that because I teach that. And I work with that with my clients. And you have a client who goes out and makes $23,000 a week. And then you have a client who makes $6, $7, $8, $10,000 a month. So what is the difference? Even though both get exposed to the same strategy. And the difference is something that I call balls of energy, pretty much. And this is a principle that I learned with a lot of trial and error. You can't even imagine how much trial and error. So hopefully I can save you a shit ton of time. So this is what the exercise balls of energy looks like fundamentally. So this is you. This is your own ball of energy. And this ball of energy is limited. So imagine this is a battery and it's limited. Okay. Now, every day in your life, stuff comes up. So let's take, for example, the green here. So I don't know. You think about gym. So gym is something you think about. As soon as you think about it, you give it energy, you give it power. So now it's in your world. And then you have another thing to think about, which is clients. You want to serve your already existing clients. And then you have another thing to think about, which is your relationship. And then you have another thing to think about, which is your problem with clients. So how to sign on your clients, you need more clients, you need to sign on more clients, etc. So you have all of those things that you are giving energy to. So you're giving energy to this, and you're giving energy to this, and you're giving energy to this, and you're giving energy to this. And of course, you're giving energy to multiple other things in your life. Cool? So does that make sense? This is you. You are the core ball of energy, and you are giving energy to multiple things at the same time. Now, the thing that happens, and this is where things like this was my biggest breakthrough when I saw him and how he was acquiring clients. This was my biggest breakthrough because I came from a world of like struggling to acquire clients, pushing to acquire clients so much. 1 second. So the thing that blew my mind here was this. What you give energy to the most is what grows the most. So let's say every day you are showing up and every day you are trying to figure out how to generate more clients. And every day you go through the same thing, through the same cycle. I want more clients. I need more clients. I want to generate more clients. So you give your energy so much to this bubble of problems to generate clients. And as you give so much of your energy to this bubble, as you give so much of your power to this bubble, it grows and it grows and it grows. And over time, it grows and it starts to absorb others into it. So now you realize that when you want to sleep, you're thinking about that problem. When you're working out, you're thinking about that problem. When you're on a call with clients, you're thinking about that problem. When you're sitting down with your girl, you're thinking about that problem. And it absorbs all of the energy sources around it until it reaches a level where it becomes. So let me just make this bigger so we can remove things much faster. And again, stick with me for. Wait, this is a much faster way to do it. And it becomes the core thing that you are giving your energy to, which is the problem to generate clients. I'm not going to write all of it, but problem to clients, let's call it. Okay? And this is the main thing that you're giving most of your energy to. Now, what happens when you give most of your energy to something? Where your energy flows and where your focus flows, your energy goes. And where your energy goes, this is the thing that materializes in your life. So without you realizing, always being on this cycle of trying to fix the problem of generating clients, this is exactly what's feeding you more problems. Because now you are in a codependent relationship where this energy bubble relies on you to give it energy, and it creates more problems so you can give it more energy. And it's this never-ending cycle of you giving this energy and it giving you more problems. You give it energy, it giving you more problems. And how can I prove it? Well, look at yourself. Really look at yourself. How many years have you been in business? Let's be very transparent with each other. How many years have you been in business? 5? 4? 3 years? 2 years? A year? How long have you struggled with generating clients? Let's be honest. How long have you struggled with generating clients? Don't you feel that this problem of generating clients is like the core problem that has always been there? Don't you feel that this is the core thing that has always been present in your life? Why? Even though you've tried the strategies. So I'm not saying that you haven't tried anything. You've tried the strategies. You've tried the work. You've tried the coach. You've tried all of those things. And yet, this is still one of the core problems that you have. And you see someone else's YouTube video and he tells you like, oh yeah, you need this email strategy, or oh yeah, you need an accountability group, or oh yeah, you need, and it's always you need, but it's never looking at the thing that you already have and changing your perspective on life, changing your perspective on how you view the thing. Because this guy that I worked with and that I partnered up with and that we scaled the business to multiple 6 figures, and then I left the business because of personal reasons we're not going to go into right now. This guy didn't have problem to generate clients in his mind. This guy, all of his energy was driving towards one singular piece of focus, which was growth. And because he was driving so much towards growth, growth was driving towards him. So wherever he goes, he had opportunities. He was in the gym, he met me. He met me, he made six figures. In the same gym, he met one of his partners, which helped him open a new gym. Now, I don't know how much this new gym makes him, but let's say six figures a year. So now, and then I'm going to give you even another example. He met his designer. And his designer gave him designs that grew his franchise pretty much. So wherever he goes, he creates growth and he creates opportunities. Why do you think is that? The guy doesn't read books. The guy doesn't take online courses. This guy doesn't know Iman Gaji or Sam Ovens or whatever it is. By the way, I'm not bashing any one of those guys. They are the people who made me who I am today. So thank you. Thank you. But he did not do any of that. And yet he's driving growth like a maniac. Wherever he goes, he drives growth. Why? Why does that happen? Don't listen to what people say. Look at what people do. Look at what people do. Because the thing that he gives it the most energy, the thing that he gives most energy to is always growth. And this is the only singular focus that he has in his day. Growth. And he's always pushing to growth because what you give energy to feeds you back. And if you're always struggling to make money, if you're always struggling to figure out your business, and if you're always struggling to generate new clients, and if you're always like, I am always stuck at $5,000 per month, I am always stuck at $6,000 per month, because this is exactly what you're giving energy to. Your self-awareness sometimes is sabotaging you more than it's serving you, because what you give energy to, sorry, and I'm going to keep this, I'm not going to edit it out because we're raw and real here. What you give energy to grows, and what you give energy to a certain extent, reaches a level where it envelops you. So if the problems with clients is what envelops you, this is exactly what you will keep on finding in your life. If the problems within the business is what envelops you, this is exactly what you will keep on finding in your life. The thing that you give energy to is the thing that comes back to you. And I know that I'm talking like some high level woo stuff, but trust me, like any one of my clients can tell you, like I'm gonna let my clients comment down below. Like they know how rational I am. Like I am the data guy. Arnold Hanna is the data guy. I build and scale businesses. I make people money. And to make people money, you need to understand data better than a lot of people. And yet I am sitting here and I'm telling you that this is exactly what you're seeing in your life. And this is exactly what might have been keeping you stuck. And by the way, the title of this video was clients, but I'm not just talking about clients. This might be you. And this big green thing that is showing up in your life might be relationship problems. And you give it so much energy and you give it so much of your effort that now it depends on you. And don't you realize here that, for example, the people who have relationship problems always find ways to have more relationship problems. So I don't want to attract this type of person. And then you attract the same type of person. And it feeds you. It's like a self-fulfilling loop that needs your dependency on it, that needs your dependency on the problem to show up in your life. So you keep on attracting the same types of people. And it's like, there are no good women in the world. I am engaged. There is amazing women in the world. But the problem is that you are so much focused on the relationship problems, there are no good women, there are no whatever it is, that this is exactly what you're attracting on a day-to-day basis. This is exactly what you're pulling into your life every single day without any exception. Every single day without any exception. And the best thing that you can ever do in your life, and the best thing that you can ever start to shape in your life, is just cut that. Cut the energy flow. Don't give it energy. When you think about it, so imagine you are starting to think about the thing. When you are starting to think about it, just this is you starting to think about it. Just got it. Jump to another topic. How I like to look at it, and this has I learned that through the book called Transurfing Reality. And Transurfing Reality talks about, imagine you are standing in a gallery. Okay, you are standing in a gallery, and there are paintings. So imagine all of those are paintings, okay? So painting number 1, painting number 2, painting number 3. And painting number 1, you are disgusted with it. So rather than sitting here and looking at painting number 1 and being like, disgusting, I want to remove it, you can't remove it. It's in the gallery. You don't own the gallery. You don't own life, fundamentally. The best thing that you can ever do is just look at something else. So rather than you looking at problems with generating clients, rather than you looking at I don't know how to generate more clients, rather than you looking at I need to solve my client generation problem, I need to create content to generate clients, everything that you're doing is in the efforts of generating clients. Rather than looking at that, look at something else. Look at the clients that you already have, work with those guys, give them amazing experience. Rather than looking at that, think about something else, like I want to create content to make an impact. Think about that. I want to create the best piece of content that I can today. When was the last time you said this to yourself? I want to create the best piece of content that I can today. So this is why you cannot focus on the right things. This is why your focus, the thing that you are giving your energy to, the thing that you are driving your focus to, is exactly the thing that is sabotaging you. But you don't know it and you are not aware of it. And hopefully this video gets like reaches you at the right time and at the right moment, because, well, it's not very clickbaity, it's not very like sexy created or whatever it is, but it is what maybe a good amount of money. And hopefully you are going to make a good amount of money from it too. And another thing that you need to, so this was part number one. Okay. Part number one is you giving your energy to things that can feed you, that can move you, that can drive you, versus giving your energy to things that you think you're giving your energy to solve, but literally you're giving your energy to solve a problem, and you're giving energy to a problem. And the more you give energy to a problem, the more the problem grows in your life. And the second thing that I want to tell you about too, which is your business fundamentally. Okay. So this is something that I'm working on very heavily right now with clients of PCL, which is my program, Predictable Client Leaders. And it's the simplification of the business process. The simplification of the business process. And here's why. Okay. I'm not going to go into our philosophies around building businesses, making 6 figures, scaling to 7 figures, and all of that. I'm not going to go into that right now. But what I'm going to talk about is this is you. Or actually, this is the prospect. So this is the prospect. The same way that you over here, so let's say this is, sorry, I'm very bad at drawing, but you'll get used to it. So the same way that this is you, and the thing that you give your energy to is the thing that grows, it's the same thing. The same thing happens within your business. So if you are giving your prospect a hard path to work with you, so this is money. So this is you, and you're putting in front of your prospect a lead magnet. And then from the lead magnet, he has to jump into your newsletter. And then from the newsletter, he has to go into your school community. And then from the school community, he has to apply to work with you. And then from applying to work with you, he has to qualify. And then there's a sales call, and then he buys from you. Now, this is the prospect. And every single one of those is taking away from his energy cycle. Pretty much. Every single one of those is taken away from his energy cycle. Especially if those are making him feel bad rather than making him feel good. And what we've realized, and by the way, this is data and this is testing. This is not me making up some like, I don't know, some people right now in the online world, man, it's like they see something once and they're like, this is the reality. No, this is like, I have a client who has a big YouTube channel. He has validated that. I have validated that. So rather than taking away from the prospect's energy, what you can do is you can simplify the business to just core processes, which is like when the prospect sees your content and he feels that this is something that can help him, get him to the money, get him as close to the money as possible. So when he sees your content, the content should qualify him. And from the content, this should also sell him to work with you fundamentally. And what we've realized in our own business is that our newsletter right now has been growing week after week around 20%, actually around 12 to 20%. So some weeks above, some weeks a bit low, so 12 to 20%. And what we've realized is that the prospects, so this is, imagine with me, the prospect who goes to a lead magnet and then signs up to the newsletter, very rarely, so trickling, very rarely they get to a call and then to a close. But the prospects that just see us on socials, they see my content, they like my content, they're like, I like this, are usually the people who come and they book with me and they pay me the most. That's like what I've observed within my business. That's what some of my clients have observed within their businesses. So the people who are attracted to those types of lead magnets and to the newsletters and all of that aren't usually the people who pull out their pockets and just pay you thousands up front. So this is, again, you controlling the energy flow fundamentally. The goal of this video is just to show you how to control the energy flow so you can manipulate the world and the reality like you want to manipulate it. So rather than overcomplicating the money flow towards your business, simplify the money flow. Simplify the money flow as much as you can. So don't focus on things that will pull the money flow from you, problems with clients, problems with business, whatever it is. Don't focus on that. And also don't allow the prospect to focus on things that he needs to give his energy to. Immediately, let him give his energy to your content. And if your content did his job, he will give you his energy with his money, fundamentally. Which takes us to the final point that I want to make, even to help you solve your client problem even more. So now that you are focusing on the right thing, so focus, I think that those videos are you sitting down and you seeing me write some random shit. So your focus is good. Prospect focus is also good. So now you know where to drive the prospect to, which is where he can give you money fundamentally. You know how to focus on what opportunities to focus and where to direct your focus. The last thing is emotion flow. So just like what you focus on, what you direct your focus on grows, the same thing happens with your prospect. And if your prospect, so this is your prospect. If your prospect reads your content and goes into your world, takes your trainings, whatever it is, and he keeps on feeling this bad energy, or he keeps on feeling like the problems, you feed him with problems. This is the thing that I wanted to say. So you keep on feeding your prospect with problems. You keep on feeding your prospect with problems. All of your content are problem content. All of your content are content that makes him feel bad. All of your content are content that makes him feel like I need this is hard to read. This is hard. This is exactly what you're creating in your prospect's mind. This is exactly what you're creating in your prospect's mind. And when you create that experience within your prospect's mind, what happens usually is that they start to create an emotional flow towards you that is negative. A negative flow of emotions. This is exactly why when you create a lot of pain and problem focused content, what you attract is pain and problem focused prospects, which create more problems for your business, because those are people who are not empowered. Those are people who always have problems to solve. Those are people who are always in this please help me kind of mind frame, pretty much. So the best way for you to start going out of that too, can you see how everything is input output, how everything is flow? So the best thing that you can do in this is to control the emotional flow. Rather than you giving negative emotions, you give positive emotions. So here, rather than talking about problems, we talk about possibility. We talk about identity. We talk about achievement. We show them that there's a way. We show them that there's a path. We give them the path. We take them through the journey of the path. And now you're going to get prospects who are, of course, they have problems. Everyone in the world has problems. I have problems. Like you have problems. We all have problems. But now you're going to get prospects who are driven by the possibility of the solution, by the possibility of the creation, by the possibility of achievement, by the possibility of becoming something better, of creating something better. And those people will feed you and your business. Those people will flow to you. And now when you work with those people, you will feel better. You will feel greater. You will feel like, oh, great. Like, oh, this is the type of people that I want to be working with. You are fed. So you feed your people, they feed you. Again, see how everything flows together. And this is exactly how to really solve your client acquisition problem outside of strategy. Is there strategy? There is strategy. I teach strategy. We have a proprietary system inside of PCL that we call the predictable client ecosystem that we've developed over a decade of serving people online. And after me selling my business online, so exiting, sorry, my business, not selling it. So we have the strategy, but with strategy always comes into play. So you have a strategy, but you can never remove the spirituality, mindset part, and all of that. You can never remove that. Because the moment you remove that, you're working on one part of the flow and you are sabotaging your client's success and your success at the same time. So this is what I call the golden intersection of success. Hopefully that was valuable to you. Hopefully that made sense to you. If you want to learn more about PCL and how we can help you and our proprietary system to help you generate clients predictably and consistently and work on yourself as the business owner too, you can click the link down below. If you want my free trainings, you can click also the link down below. But fundamentally, this is how to solve your client generation problems on a kind of spiritual and energetic level. Okay. Strategy. I also have content on this YouTube channel that is all about strategy. If you liked it, please subscribe. Bye bye.